And we're back for another episode of Buzz on Real Estate with me, Broker Bryce, broker owner of Coldwell Banker Anabasis Realty, and I'm here with my very special friend, Daniel Poor. Thank you so much for being here, brother. I got a lot of love for you. I got a couple beers poured up for us.
Well, cheers. We'll start off right.
Cheers. And I got to start off with, you got to let the audience know how we came together, because it really was a true testament of God.
Yeah, so I was working at a smaller brokerage. I had my license for about a year, and then I was shopping around. I kind of went into like a ministry life thing, so I was doing real estate part-time, not really getting much traction, wasn't getting any leads coming in from the company, and just struggling to kind of be that, like, you know, getting my feet wet, you know? And really getting no help or no training. Learned a little bit, closed a couple deals, but it really didn't land hard on me. And then, like I said, I kind of filtered into the ministry life, got involved heavy with the church, ended up meeting Bryce at a disciple group. But the timing was really special because I had been thinking about going full time and finding a higher impact team to be a part of. And I had looked around all these different companies, and they all just, none of them sat with me right. And went and sat down with a meeting with Broker Bryce here, and we got in the office, we talked about it. He told me about the company, told me about the systems, and most importantly told me that it was, you know, led by God. God was at the front of this. So
absolutely.
So we prayed, and I told him I was going to need to take a yeah for my yes to be on the table. I think I called him later that night.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, I'm in. I thought about it. I'm in. So yeah, that was the beginning of that journey.
Yeah.
And it boomed immediately. Yeah. It was good.
And I think, you know, something to note is just everything that you've been through, like how you were raised, the things that you saw as a kid, how you had to kind of grow up and figure things out on your own. You started your own tree business. Yep. You were also doing real estate. You're doing all these different things. So out of all those experiences and having to kind of like figure things out yourself, what would you say was the catalyst to even want to get into real estate to begin with?
Oh man, it was so doing the tree business. I initially wanted to start doing commercial real estate because I was familiar with all these, you know, property managers, and I was working with these businesses. That's the getting higher net from these bigger businesses as opposed to doing residential. And so I was thinking, man, if I can just kind of, you know, get my real estate license, start doing deals, and then I can also say, hey, I'm a tree guy too, so I can help with these projects. You know, a lot of times when you do deals, people go, these trees have to get taken out before I do it. So yeah. I can kind of have my hand in both baskets.
A couple pots.
Yeah, so it just kind of made sense. And then also through prayer, it was just a nudge to get into it, which I didn't know why, but I was obedient in it. And then obviously seeing the fruits from it over these last few years has been evident that I'm glad I said yes to it, you know.
What would you say is the reason why? You said that, you know, you came in, you started seeing some fruits, and now you started understanding the reason why. What do you think is your why?
To be able to be in control of my time, to be able to help people, to be, you know, I feel naturally inclined to build relationships with people, and I think that's the business that we're in. It's a relationship business. Realtors are a dime a dozen. I mean, we're going to quote our branch manager, Brylan, this morning, said, real estate's for anyone, but it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
You know, anyone can go get their license. They can study for the test. They can get their license. They can hang their license at a brokerage, but not everyone's hungry. Not everyone's going to hunt and kill and eat their prey.
Yeah.
And not everyone's, you know, apt to having those relationships, to building that trust and to following up with people and creating some rapport underneath that, caring about their clients. So, you know, that's the really cool thing about Jordan Coldwell was it was a family environment, you know, team eccentric, always having meetings and trainings that you don't have to ask for it. You know what I mean? You don't have to ask for it. It's there. It's available all the time. We got some mandatory stuff to stay in the loop.
Yeah.
But there's always somebody that's going to answer your question, going to help you with whatever paperwork you do, and learning as a new agent, especially. You know, being a year in, you're still a baby. Yeah. And not having a bunch of contracts, you don't know all the caveats, all the ins and outs of it. And that's the beautiful thing about coming on there with the Zillow teams and, you know, just the resources that are at Coldwell and the trainings that you do, that you can get your reps in daily. You can get your reps in
Absolutely.
daily. You can close a contract a week if you're hungry
If you're
enough,
really
if you're
hungry.
working.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that helps you, no matter what, no matter how big or small it is, like each contract you're going to learn something from.
Absolutely. And that's one thing, like every deal is different.
Yeah.
Like there's no two deals that are the same. I don't care how many deals that you do. They're always different. There's always going to be a new challenge, a new situation, a new conversation. And that's one of the things I like about real estate the most is that for people that have a very avid mind and like to problem solve, it is the perfect career because
Yeah.
you're constantly problem solving. You're never going to always have the answer, but you just have to have that inner, like, I'm going to find the solution, whatever it may be. What are a couple of misconceptions that you had before getting really into the full swing of real estate? Because it is a lot harder than people think.
Probably that people would just want to work with me because I'm a realtor. You think that, you go from, it's just not a niche position, right?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody and their mother has or is or knows a realtor. And if you can't set yourself apart, then you're not gonna do much business. You might get the cousin every now and then
Yeah.
that does the deal. You might ruin the relationship in the course of
Oh,
that,
yeah.
especially if you don't know what you're
Absolutely.
doing. So my main thing was that the work would just come. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's something that you have to get in the environment. You have to meet people.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know it. And then you can't be let down
Yeah.
when you're not worked with. You
Yeah.
have to take those losses just as you have to celebrate them, just like you celebrate the wins because
Yeah.
you're learning something from each time.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And that is, I think, one of the biggest misconceptions. And what do you think was the catalyst of, like, one of the things that you really learned through, whether it was our trainings or leads or situations that you had been involved with, that really kind of opened your eyes to, like, okay, this is how I set myself apart. This is how
Right.
I become the realtor that people actually want to do business with, that think top of mind, like, okay, this is the person I can trust to actually
Yeah.
get the job done right.
Well, that's your value proposition, right? Is that you have gotten your reps in. You know each situation, when you failed, when you've won, you've overcoming objections with people think like it sounds like a cheesy sales tactic, but it's really just that, hey, like I've seen this before and I know how to handle and manage it.
Yeah,
It's not trying to sell you and just trust me so I can get the listing or so I can get you into a house. It's
Yeah.
that I've seen this before, I know how to handle it best. I've created the relationships and the network of people and the team, even inside the brokerage and outside, that are going to be able to manage this for you to get the best results for you. Being a problem solver isn't just me knowing everything, it's me knowing somebody that knows that thing too.
Absolutely.
The goal is to take it off of the client's plate.
Absolutely.
Nobody's going to say, yeah, represent me, help me buy this house or list my house,
Yeah.
and them know almost as much about real estate as you do.
Yeah.
You have to be in the game, you have to be working, you have to be hitting the ground, really.
I agree 100%. And there's a lot of different people in real estate that are watching this right now. There are people that are new agents, experienced agents, title partners, lenders, investors, people from all different walks of real estate that are watching right now. So from all of the different walks of real estate, if you could leave them with one thought, what would you leave them with today?
Follow up with your people, find something personal, and become friends with them, and find what they need, as opposed to just trying to close a deal. Don't go after just the money. Go after the referrals. Go after the referrals. Go after a good review, because you're building trust. You want other people to know that I'm trusted. This person's trusted me. And how do you build that? Not just by pushing them into a house so that you can get paid, but by caring about their needs so that you can truly take care of them.
I think that has changed my business the most out of anything, is not thinking about the dollar, but thinking about what I can do to find a solution to somebody's problem to make an impact on their life, and actually caring about the people that I do business with. And that has just created business.
It
just
changes it,
happens.
man. That's if you keep that at the high, love people and do right, all the other stuff will come.
It'll come. It'll fall into place.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel Poor, my brother in Christ, one of my best friends, Thank you for coming on the show today. Thank you for everything that you do. You're a great man, and you're making a significant impact on the real estate industry. If you guys want to learn more about any of the marketing that Daniel does, any of the real estate that Daniel does, or you want to talk to Daniel and learn more about how you guys can work together, you can find him at
dport.realtor Instagram,
dport.realtor on
Gmail,
Instagram, and dport.realtor on Gmail.
904-383-9189, direct line, and Coldwell Banker.
And Coldwell Banker. So
Anabasis Realty.
Anabasis Realty. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Buzz on Real Estate with my brother Daniel Poor, and I will catch you at the next one.